Welcome to Mother's Haven, a podcast where mothers are challenged to try for more through access to help, hope, and a pathway to healing. Every mother goes through various phases and seasons where they daily navigate distress, discomfort, and wholesome experiences. I have personally walked the path of various pain points and experienced certain life changing situations in my own journey, which actually brings me here to offer you a hand to help, a voice of hope, and a pathway to healing. Each time you listen, a rush of liberation comes through because I'm here to validate your freedom and also to challenge you to be a mother and much more. Welcome to another fantastic episode on Mother's Heaven podcast. This is our 10th episode. 10th episode. It's been super amazing. We have had so many beautiful women speak on various pain points, on various issues and challenges and healing sequences that affect mothers and are important for everyone to actually embrace, especially our last episode on burnout. For the superhero mothers listening to me right now, you really need to listen to that episode. You really need to ensure that things are in place. You need to make sure that systems are in place to ensure that you don't get to the point where you experience burnout. It's been so amazing. Thank you to our consistent listeners. Thank you to our new listeners as well. Thank you, and welcome once again to our grand 10th episode. And I will be sharing about going for your dreams. Going for your dreams, Mama. It's important that we embody our dreams. It's important that we have desires. It's important that we sit down under nature in a cool environment, in a place where we can open up our minds and our hearts to be able to receive, to be able to get inspiration on the things that we desire to do, the things that we desire to do to give meaning to life, the things that we desire to do, not just for money, but for meaning, for impact, for posterity. And you can only do this by starting from knowing who you are. Like we said in the first episode under the 6 pillars of growth, we said identity. You have to know who you are. You have to know what you're called to do, and then you can continue to dream and dream and dream from there. And then you have to create a desire, which is a very strong feeling of wanting something. So we cannot just continue to live life as we normally do, as a routine, as a system. No, we have to go outside our comfort zone, and we have to find that thing that we long for. We have to find that thing that we honestly desire, and we have to make sure that we pursue it with everything that we got inside of us. The way we take up our motherly role and responsibility with all passion, with all natural joy and instinct is the same way we should pursue our dreams. It's the same way we should pursue those things that we desire. And I'm going to say that on the journey to achieving your dreams, on the journey to desiring more, you have to ensure that you take action. You take action. You have to ensure that you are focused and you're consistent. And you have to ensure that you avoid recurrent mistakes and pitfalls. You have to look out for those mistakes. You have to look out for those pitfalls and ensure you scale through it. So those are the four things I'm going to be speaking more about in this episode. The first one is to trigger your desire in the first place. Ensure that you're longing for something. Second one is to intentionally take action. It's 100% important. It's not enough to desire. It's not enough to plan. You have to take action. And the third is that you should be focused and consistent. And finally, we'll be talking about avoiding pitfalls. So, well, how do you trigger your desire? You first of all start from a place of self-discovery, deep reflection, finding yourself, finding your strengths, understanding your personalities, understanding your motivations, understanding what works for you, understanding your weaknesses and how to build on it, understanding your leadership skills, understanding your nature, understanding your precious hours. Are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Understanding your personal development season, understanding how well you thrive and where you thrive, in what niche you thrive, and also always doing something new. Always doing something new. is another key thing that helps you to discover yourself, because you wouldn't really know if you're good at something if you never tried. You won't know if you're an amazing swimmer if you never step into the water. And it's very, very key that we don't shy away from making mistakes, that it prevents us from stepping into the light of the amazing things that we can do. So make the mistake, do the things you need to do, and go ahead and achieve it. Next trigger for your desires is pain. I understand that so many people have experienced various pain points in their lives, in their seasons. It's actually very important that you pick up this pain, you pick up the lessons that you have learned from it, and you have this desire to help others, to liberate others from not going through that same season, or help them to go through it if they are already in it. So it's very, very vital that you look at your pain as a treasure rather than an infliction, because most of us tend to look at our pain as that part of our lives that needs to stay locked up, that part of our lives that we don't want to touch, that part of our lives that we find discomforting. In as much as pain is not a comfortable season, the truth is that you must grow out of your pain and not just stay in the place of pain. What I mean grow out of your pain is that you have to understand how you are able to come out of it. You have to understand how you're able to navigate through it, and then create a system that you can use to teach others, to empower others to thrive through it. It's next trigger we're going to be talking about as well. So you may be, for me, I don't have an issue with discovering myself. I know myself. For me, I don't have an issue with. You might feel that for me, I may have gone through a few pain points, but I'm fine. But for you, yours might be from a place of wealth. It will most likely be a major pointer for you, that you've acquired so much wealth over time, or you're a person who is maximally comfortable financially, and then your desire is actually to be able to use the finance that you have to make a massive change. It may be to go into the non-governmental organizations and create a social impact print that would really, really help a particular cohort of people. It may be people that need to get educational background. It may be people that have experienced abuse. It can be from various situations that you just want to come in and make a difference with your finance. It still has to come from a place of desire. So that's the third thing that can trigger the desires for you to dream. The next thing is inspiration. It could be that this desire has been imprinted on your spirit for a very long time. Something that keeps coming to your mind. Maybe it's a book that you desire to write. Maybe it's an organization that you've desired to start, or an industry or a factory that you have longed to establish. Or it can be an agricultural establishment as well that you have long desired to do. So if you have something like this, you have to start from the smallest steps. Don't be overwhelmed by the big picture that you cannot even take the first simple step. Have you put it in writing to create a business plan? Have you put it in writing to create a structure of how the organizational flow is going to be? Right from now, how big you really desire it to be. You need to sit down and dream about it. Have you been doing your research about it, about that particular organization, how people who started it, how they started their journeys, how they were able to partner with other organizations to get to where they are? Have you looked into white labeling, how you can first of all start from having another industry produce that product for you, and then you focus on the selling, you build your marketing strategies, and then you build a brand, and from there you need to acquire more finance to not even start your own production factory. Have you looked into all of these options? Have you sat down to create building plans, to create step-by-step executional plans to achieve these dreams and desires that you actually have, instead of just allowing fear to trample on your desires, or allowing fear to keep you from going ahead with what you want to do? Have you gotten a mentor for that desire that you have, or that niche, or that season, or that period, or that opportunity that you want to strive through? Have you gotten a coach that could guide you on how to walk the path that you desire to walk? Do you want to be a voice? Have you gone for speaking academies? Have you listened to YouTube videos, podcasters, things that help you build capacity to achieve that inspiration that comes to mind? All of these things are things that help you to build on your desires and to walk towards them such that you can achieve your dreams. And the fifth trigger for your desire I'll be talking about is identifying the problems and challenges that are in your sphere that you can use your influence to create solutions for. So this basically says that there might be a problem around you, there might be a situation around you or within you or with someone that you have a very strong desire to bridge that gap, to solve that problem, to meet that need. If that's the situation for you, it's very important that you begin to take active steps. If you have to collaborate with other NGOs, other social impact organizations to come in and bridge this gap, please begin to send messages, write mails, go ahead and do that to ensure that that change is being brought about. If it's a strong desire that you have on you, you shouldn't be worried about the sacrifices you have to make to get it done. The most important thing that you have to be intentional in making that impact and contributing your own quarter. And finally, desire can come from a place of expansion. That could be another stepping up for you. You have a good career, you have a good business, the business is thriving, you're comfortable, the family is good. It just basically means it's time for expansion. It's time for you to go over and beyond. If your business is just doing well in the States, you know that you can expand it to the entire country. If you're already doing well in the country, you need to expand it to the entire continent. If the product is doing well on the continent, you need to expand it to the entire world. That's where we are going. That's the place we're going with dreams. And if you have even expanded it to the entire world, then you need to begin to innovate new product and solutions that can bring awesome relief to other issues, other worries in the nation and the world at large. So basically, if you're having issues trying to place your desires on how well to go about your dreams, you need to start from one of these triggers. It's either you start from a place of self-discovery, or as I said, you start from a place of pain, or you start from the place of wealth, seeing what your current financial status can do for you, or you start from the place of inspiration, sitting down and receiving directly from your source, directly from the one who created you. And next is you look at the problems and challenges that surrounds your environment. And finally, you look into the place of expansion. How can I grow what I have into an exceedingly great masterpiece? It's important to always dream big. It's important to set goals, and it's important to take action. Like I mentioned when we started this episode, you must just take actions. You must just take actions. You must be intentional. You must not always allow things that surround you to prevent you from achieving what you dream or desire. You must not allow comments from those closest to you to derail that inner desire that you have. If you have a big dream, your mom, your dad, your sister, your spouse, your brother might not understand it. They are not obligated to understand it. And they are not obligated to support you at that moment because they are most likely not seeing the picture that you are seeing. They are most likely not seeing the picture that you're seeing. So they are not seeing the picture that you're seeing. So it's important that you ensure that you are able to keep going despite the fact or despite what anyone may say about you. You know your dreams, you know your desires, you know your goals, you know your vision. Just go ahead and pursue it. Intentionally take action. You're going to go through seasons. You're going to go through times where you feel like you don't want to do anything anymore, like you just want to give up, like you're fed up, like this is not really for you. But the truth is, you have to intentionally keep picking yourself back up. Keep picking yourself back up. I'm the teacher who says it's okay not to be okay, but at the same time, when you are okay, climb back up. Begin to climb the mountain back up. Begin to arise. Begin to keep moving. Don't stay static at the point. Keep making efforts. Keep taking actions. Don't procrastinate at all. Get accountability partners, get coaches, get mentors, get motivators that can help you to keep going. Get that friend who solidly supports you, who solidly supports your dreams. and surround yourself by that quality of people, and remove everyone who is against your vision at that time. Anyone who is against your vision, against your dreams, is either you get rid of the person from your circle at the time, or you make sure that they are not even aware of it. That's the thing. Because you don't need naysayers in your dream. You don't need naysayers in your vision. You need to keep going. You need to keep pressing. And the third one is the power of focus and grit. Making sure that you stay focused on your dream, making sure you stay focused on where you're going to, eliminating every form of distractions, eliminating every form of unbelief that you may have inside of you, and keep going, keep striding, never look back, never feel like it's too much. Seek opportunities, seek scholarships, seek training, seek wisdom, seek knowledge. It helps you to stay focused, seek guidance, and stay connected to what you're passionate about. And finally, I said avoid pitfalls. Pitfalls will always stand in the way of the success that you desire. That's why it's important to know your character flaws, to know your weaknesses, to know that point where you're always impatient, when you're close to your goal, when you're close to achieving your purpose and your desires, but the impatience that you have makes you now lose all or almost everything. It's important to identify your limiting beliefs. What's that thing that your mind always holds back on, that doesn't allow you to maximize all that you have on your inside? It's so hurtful when people have so much grace, when people have so much anointing, when people have so much power, wisdom, knowledge accumulated on their inside, but because they do not believe in themselves, because they do not have that confidence, they are not able to push through it. They're not able to push above it. I'm here telling you, I'm giving you that validation that you need, that you are enough. You are more than enough. You can accomplish whatever it is that you desire to do within the 24-hour time frame that you have. You can do amazingly great things, but you just have to believe it. You have to work on your mindset. You have to work consistently on your mind to ensure that you can thrive and you can get to the point that you really, really need to get to. So it's important that you are able to put all of these things together. And as I said in summary, create that desire that you need. Take action. Make sure that you stay focused and consistent. And finally, avoid pitfalls, avoid character flaws, avoid weaknesses, avoid limiting beliefs. And I can assure you that you will do awesomely well, you will do graciously well, and you will continue to thrive, because Mother's Haven is here to empower you to thrive, to be whole, to be complete, to be who you really desire to be, regardless of your roles and responsibility and your mother. You are you, and you must thrive. I hope you were able to learn something, and I'm sure it's been an outstanding episode for you. Have a lovely time. Thank you. Thank you for joining us on this episode on Mother's Haven Podcast. I believe you've had a life-changing and liberating experience. To connect with us or reach out for support, we got you. Kindly send us a DM on Instagram at Mother's Haven or on mothershaven.com. Also, kindly hit the subscribe button to catch every new episode of our validating and inspiring content. Do also leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.